By the time you develop and you reach that certain age, your brain is fully developed now. It's time to let that go and know that, okay, I'm at this age right now. I know where I want to be at. I know what I want to do. So let me clap for myself. You have to be worthy enough to know that you are worth it. As a person, no matter what you go through, your story was made to design you and your past experiences. Nothing should confirm who you are as a person. It's gonna come to the point where you're never gonna appreciate who you are as a person. You're never gonna really truly understand yourself and value yourself, because you're gonna always feel like you have to overcome something in order to feel appreciated or to be able to fit in a certain place in your life. What's going on, YouTube? It's your girl Nini. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about self-worth and how you guys can improve with your self-worth, okay? So basically, I'm gonna give you guys the tips needed, of course, to practice and get better at self-worth, and how you guys can stop doubting yourselves, and how you guys can actually tell yourself that you are worthy of that life that you want, that life that you desire. You are worthy of that. Your self-worth. Whatever that you want to do in this lifetime, you can have it. It's all yours. It's right in front of you. You didn't receive it yet, but it's all yours. It takes just one thing to let go before you can actually open your gift. Okay, in this video, that's what we're gonna be talking about. I'm gonna keep it short, so if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, so let's go. You have always been worthy enough, and you will always be worthy enough of that desired life that you want. And the reason why you feel like you're not worthy enough is because you seek validation from the world. It is not good to seek validation, because seeking for validation will do nothing but hold you back. And you don't want to do that, because you're going to always tell yourself that you need a specific person to show up for you to tell yourself that I am worthy enough of doing this, or I am worthy enough of being a great friend. It shouldn't take a specific person to show up to tell you that you're worthy of being a great friend, or that specific relationship to take place to tell you that you are worthy of being loved, or somebody in your family telling you that you are worthy of actually chasing after that certain career that you want, or you actually passing an actual test in school or anything in general to tell you that you're smart. It shouldn't take any validation from the world to prove who you are and what you could be in life. It shouldn't take anything to do that to you, because you have to understand from the gift that God bless you with that you are worthy of anything, okay? And I'm here to teach you guys how you guys can self-develop these skills and understand that you are worthy of any life that you want. It shouldn't take anything to self-doubt you or constantly having you worried that you're not enough. Because you are. That self-worth will kind of tell you of how you are deserved of people treating you. I want y'all to know that you're creating fake scenarios in your head of telling you why you are not worth being in a specific place at a specific time. It shouldn't take for you to make a certain amount of money in your life to tell you that, okay, now that I made such and such money, I am worthy of actually living how I want to live. That should all start right here. That should be a made-up fantasy already in your head. You should already know that you can desire that life that you want, that because you didn't touch that money yet, you're going to touch it in the near future. With this schedule that I made right here, I am able to fulfill what I need to fulfill in order to live how I want in the future. That amount of money that you're making shouldn't even determine that. Because you gotta know, you're gonna start off somewhere, but you're not gonna finish there. You have to start somewhere to finish somewhere. And no one starts at the top, okay? Everybody starts where they start off at, and they build their way up, okay? It's not a race, okay? It's not a race at all. So I feel like the way the world is and the way social media takes place, sometimes it corrupts our self-worth and make us feel that we're not able to receive something because we see somebody else receive it at a certain time frame, and because we wasn't able to fulfill it at that same time frame, we're not worthy of that. And that's fine. You shouldn't have to look and compare yourself to nobody else, because comparing yourself to somebody else is not gonna do nothing but hold you back. It's gonna make you feel that you're not worthy enough. Remember, everybody's destiny is different. So you shouldn't have to put yourself in somebody else's place to believe that that's how you're going to be, when that's a whole different person. That person is not you. There's people in this world that could be literally doing the same thing as you, but they don't do it like you. You are unique. You do everything differently. The gift that you were blessed with is meant to put to action, but you're not gonna do it the same way that person did it, because you're different. You're not that person, you're you, and you're different from them. So you have to know that what you can do, nobody else can do it like me, and you have to be able to think that way. Sometimes you might feel blank because you might have been in the same place for way too long where you feel like it's nothing there. But in reality, there is something there. You just don't see it yet, and that's all it is. Sometimes it even has to do with our families too. Sometimes your family or your parents are not actually congratulating you or telling you that you are doing amazing or that you are on the right track. Not everybody is going to say something to you. Well, they see you, but sometimes your family or your parents might not say anything. That's okay. You have to be okay with the fact that they're not congratulating you, because you have to clap for yourself. You have to be able to clap for yourself, because that's how self-growth is developed. You clap for yourself and you tell yourself that I am doing a great job. And you have to be able to know that, because it shouldn't take multiple people behind you to clap for you to keep on going. That's the only way you're gonna get that far, is if you clap for yourself and then you work your way up. That's the only way it'll work like that. And a lot of y'all use that as an excuse. Oh, I do not feel worthy because my parents never did this for me. My parents never told me that I was good enough. I was raised this way. By the time you reach a certain age, you have to hold yourself accountable for that now. Even if they did not do that for you, by the time you develop and you reach that certain age, your brain is fully developed now. It's time to let that go and know that, okay, I'm at this age right now. I know where I want to be at. I know what I want to do. So let me clap for myself. You have to be worthy enough to know that you are worth it, regardless of any clap that anybody does for you. And also, y'all like to blame certain situations in your life. I went through this growing up. That's what built your character, but it didn't make you who you are today. That's what you went through, but you shouldn't let past experiences or trauma or anything like that prove why you're not worthy of something. You shouldn't let that happen at all. These certain experiences that you experience throughout a lifetime should not be confirming why you don't have no self-worth or why you feel like you're worthless. Does that make sense to you? You shouldn't let anything like that control you or tell you that you cannot be a certain place at a certain time. Please don't be the person to let anything or past experiences build your character. It doesn't mean that because of this, something is wrong with you. We all are human, so I'm not gonna really sit here and act like, okay, these experiences are not going to make you feel something, because they are going to make you feel something. They're painful. They're very painful experiences, and a lot of us go through stuff where we feel like we cannot come out of it, because now that we went through it, it was so hard to actually feel like yourself again, that you blame these situations for the cause of why you don't feel worth of anything. And it's okay. I don't want to sit here and say that that's not why, you feel like that, you know what I'm saying? Because I've been through some dark places too. So I completely understand why somebody might feel the way they feel. But even if these things do happen to you, it's your job, not anybody else's job but you, to take yourself out of that hole and push yourself up, to tell yourself that I am worth it. Because one day you might have people that actually look up to you, and maybe if they see that you're doing what you need to do it could kind of like put them on the same pedestal. It could kind of like make them feel like something. You never know what you might do, but what you do inspire other people too. As a person, no matter what you go through, your story was made to design you and your past experiences. Like, nothing should confirm who you are as a person. Nothing should confirm that you deserve this, you deserve to be here. Like, it shouldn't have to hold any weight in any circumstance of what you deserve in this lifetime, or that you actually find deserve to feel supported by friends, family, your parents. You are good enough as you are, and nothing should validate that. And you shouldn't have to hurt yourself or put yourself on the back burner because you feel like you have to overwork yourself or be an overachiever to validate that you're worthy of something here. And it's gonna come to the point where you're never gonna appreciate who you are as a person. You're never gonna really truly understand yourself and value yourself because you're gonna always feel like you have to overcome something in order to feel appreciated or to be able to fit in a certain place in your life. And it's not gonna make you feel any better wanting to wish that you were this person or that you have to become this in order to fulfill here. You know what I mean? This is not a discussion to tell you that you have to settle for less or settle for where you at, because life is full of learning and it's great to learn new things on a daily basis. So you don't want to settle for where you at, but you have to be able to love and appreciate yourself for who you are, because some people will not see who you are or appreciate you as a person. But don't let a bad experience kind of like take away the fact that you're not a great person, because everybody feels how they feel at the end of the day, and not everybody will give you your credit. But the credit has to start here first. You have to start within. You have to know and understand that you are a great person and that you are worthy of being treated the right and proper way and feeling loved, just like how anybody else would want to feel. And your self-love shouldn't have to determine, because you're not at a certain place or point, goal, or because you didn't escalate to a certain level, aspect of your life, that you're not deserving of this, which is completely false. Before I actually came and became who I was, I used to struggle with this also, y'all. Like, I used to always wake up feeling down, or sometimes I didn't feel like I was worth it. But I had to overcome that phase of my life and tell myself I am worth it. I had to start loving every version of myself. It doesn't matter how I'm feeling, but I had to get up every day and tell myself that I am worth it. I'm a great friend, a great partner, a great family member, whatever you want to call me. I am a great person at that, and I had to validate that for myself. It didn't take for multiple people to come around me to tell me that I am deserving of this, because you have to love every version of yourself. You're gonna have stormy days, and that's okay. Those stormy days are meant to build you. You're not gonna always have somebody to hold the umbrella for you when you're having stormy days. You're not gonna always have somebody there. So you have to be able to get that confirmation from yourself. It shouldn't be from another person all the time. You have to love yourself through every single version of yourself on the route of being who you want to actually be in this lifetime. And the part where this gets very bad is that a lot of y'all are not even trying to become this person for yourself. You guys are trying to become this person for everybody to validate and for everybody to like, which is not a good thing, because you're not gonna find any happiness in a place where it's forced or it's not authentic, if you get what I'm saying. Because if other people have to appreciate you because you're doing a certain thing, that's not good, because how are you gonna actually feel like you if you're this person that you don't even recognize? Like, you know what I mean? You wanna become somebody that you actually love and that you're actually comfortable with, that you love through every season in every way, to becoming who that person was going to be, which is that better version of yourself. And a lot of y'all do that in order for them to actually give you guys something in return for being this specific person that they have installed in their head, this person that they view of you as. When you determine that you hold value as a person because of you having materialistic things or people opinions, or you being at a specific point in your life, that's where you get to the point where you start to lose control over yourself, because now you're having different things in front of you that's validating why you hold self-worth, when you didn't even start off the right way. Where a lot of people get it twisted is like, now that you actually receive these things, you're still not gonna feel that you're worth enough, because why did it take for you to receive these things in the first place for you to feel okay with your self-worth? You will never actually feel happy or good enough if it takes for materialistic opinions or for you to be over here, for you to actually feel like I am okay with myself, that you actually love yourself. It doesn't matter if you start off as 0. If you can start off as 0 and you feel good about yourself, then that means that you have self-worth, that you don't need nothing else to validate that you hold value. A lot of y'all feel like y'all want to be cool, or if I have followers, if I have clout, if I have subscribers, if I have materialistic things, if I have money, if I have a specific job, or if I hang out with a specific person, then I'm recognized as this person and I'm gonna be that. Where in reality, you don't want to be that person. You want to be okay with who you are. You want to be comfortable. You're going to keep feeling like this is not enough. And you're never going to actually feel that sense of happiness or joy. You're going to be miserable for a long time, a long period of time before you could dig yourself out of that hole, because you're holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back for things that don't serve no purpose, things that don't even apply to actually bringing you that sense of happiness or joy, because you're relying on stuff that are just created with a whole fantasy in your head. You're gonna hold yourself back from stepping into new opportunities, actually being at where you actually need to be, because your self-worth is not built yet. You don't love that version of you that you are at the moment. And you're gonna always want to crave more and more and more. You're not gonna feel worthy enough of being in a relationship, of actually having friends, of actually having a certain career in your life, because you're gonna feel that you serve no purpose, or because you feel like you don't look good enough, that you have to look a certain way before you can be able to do this certain thing. It's gonna be a major setback, because now you don't have people telling you, oh yeah, you should date this person, or you should be friends with this person, oh yeah, that's a good career choice, that's a good choice to make in life, you should do this and do that. And all of these different opinions, how does it serve purpose to you if all you're doing is keep on letting the next person validate it over and over again? It's a repeating cycle, and the cycle is never going to change until you finally stand up for yourself and realize that this is not who you want to be. Regardless of you actually trying to do something and maybe the results weren't how you wanted it to be, you can't wait for a guaranteed number to pop up for you to say, oh yeah, okay, and clap for yourself. The clapping starts when you're at the bottom, and when you work your way from the bottom to the top and you keep clapping for yourself every moment and every second, that's when you're gonna build more and more self-confidence, and your self-worth is gonna skyrocket to the air. And now you're going to be this whole completely different person that you once were before. And now you're at a better place in your life because you were able to clap for yourself until you got to that point of your life. And that's the right way to go. You have to understand that you were given that gift to be able to receive this thing, to be able to receive that blessing, to be able to put yourself in this specific place in your life where you're comfortable at. And you have to talk to yourself every day. You gotta look yourself in the mirror and say, hey, I'm good enough for this. I'm worthy enough to be this. Oh, even if you have 0 views on your post, in my eyes, I have 1 million views. Like, you have to be able to create that delusion in your head to know that because it's not there yet, it's here still, and I'm visualizing that for myself. This is what's going to happen for me in the near future. This is how my life is gonna be. And it all starts with creating that within here first. When you know that that's who you are and that's who you're capable of being, that's when it really happens in real life, because you are capable of understanding that you are who you want to be. But when you sit there and compare and contrast all the time, or like look at somebody else and what they got going on, then compare it to what you got going on, that's when you're going to start losing yourself all over again, because they're completely different from you. You guys are 2 separate people. So like I said way back in the beginning of the video, they can still do the same thing that you're doing, but they don't do it just like you. you do it differently. You're unique in your own way. So basically where I'm going with this is, if the world does not see any value in what you do, you can't let that interpret that you hold no value as a person, because it doesn't start off with people seeing it first. It starts off with within what's in here first, okay? So I want you guys to know and understand where I'm going with this. And sometimes that self-confidence and self-worth isn't there because of a bad experience. You might have had a friend that told you that you were never good enough at something, or you probably came out of a bad relationship where your partner never really appreciated the gifts that you had, or told you that you were good enough at doing a certain thing. And that's why now you view it as you don't hold no value. Now that you're so used to somebody not telling you that, now it's really a thing where you feel that you hold no value in real life. You might have gotten cheated on, or you guys might have been getting into some really bad arguments. Or worst case scenario, you have a family that's very unsupportive, a family that always talks down on you. Like, these different experiences sometimes make you feel like that you lack self-worth and that something might be wrong with you, when in reality, it's nothing wrong with you. You're just overlooking the situation, and because certain trial and error happen in your life at this specific moment, it kind of takes away the fact that you're still this person and that you can be better and that you can hold value, okay? You have to love yourself enough to know that you are enough and that you are the greatest thing that ever happened. So I hope my video gave you guys some confidence right here and that you guys took in what I had to say. And yeah, we're going to end the video right here. Once again, make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. It's your girl Nene. We out the building and we gone. Thank you guys.